Oh, stop it, you.
Oh,
Blushing.
dear. Well then, Alex, here we go. MIBR, G2, and it's Inferno again. MIBR seem to continue to pick Inferno, even though it's historically a map where Cold Zero is their main performer
Precisely.
on. And we'll see if they can recover from their defeat against ENCE yesterday. Either way, it's going to be G2 starting on the T side. We've got one Molotov, a couple of flashes for them. Fallen defending towards B. And actually 5 players outside that bomb site right now. They do not necessarily have a smoke here. The Molotov missed as well, so this could get a little bit awkward for them.
Yeah, very awkward, but Lucas, the same can be said for him. He was full flashed, and Fallen and Taco, they managed to get away with that one. Jack's actually diving back towards the pool. He's not done. But the bomb isn't committed either. Jack's deep on the site. This is an interesting dynamic. With the fact that he has such presence, it's likely going to keep the CTs busy, at least for a moment. Jack's up on the box. If he can continue to get a frag, that's going to almost pull further in. He has to acknowledge this, but they also surely are going to become conscious that the bomb yet to show up on the site.
Here we go then. Oh, Jax. Looks like he spotted the rotating further. Bomb still staying towards the banana position. They still have so much time here. Sounds like next door's popping off.
Yeah.
Either way, we've got a 3 versus 2 here. Fur makes his way back towards the A side, but this has been very well played from G2. They've segregated these CT players, and it's Zeus. Coach now play up, waiting towards the ruins. Just
through the passage of time alone, by waiting an additional 30 seconds, they've ensured them that they have a 3 versus 1.
Yes.
The power of restraint. Zeus, he's got to hit some shots, doesn't quite manage to bring anyone down, tags up Shocks, but that's going to put Fur in a very dire circumstance. With the bomb down, 1 versus 3. The kit was admittedly on Zeus's body, but yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't really be further away when the bomb was planted. So now, even if he gets a nice shot here, they know exactly where he is. He still has 2 bodies to find, and the kit's out of reach, but that's a nice shot. It's a good start. He's got to act very quickly here. Doesn't even bother getting the kit. He probably doesn't even have time for that.
Yeah, that retrieval mission pretty much guarantees the round in favor of the French. Picks it up. Now starting to charge in. He knows the corners are expected. If anything, he's just going to save it. That's a $400 investment. You have to bring into the next, maybe even take some of that investment away from the French. Does catch Shocks, and Jack's on the way out. So Fur makes the best of a bad situation. G2 still will get their celebratory fist bumps in. We'll see the South Americans take the first.
Well, that's actually pretty massive for Fur, because he already has Kevlar now. He's given himself $3,000 they're going to buy into the next round. We've talked about this all tournament long. These second round force buys, especially on maps like Inferno, where you can get CZs, smokes, maybe even a bit more now with Fur getting those 3 kills and saving armor as well. He's dropped an MP9 over towards Zeus. And now, what will he buy for himself? He goes for a Deagle, a couple of flashes, so using those SMGs. We'll see if they've caught the smokes required. They've got 3 of them. We normally see teams with 5, but we'll see what happens.
Speaking of SMGs, Henry, it's I just realized I get my favorite player to watch with the SMGs is Amanek. He's in the server. So far, yet to connect a bullet into round 2. Regardless, his team found the first, and that's, of course, due to lovely call from Shocks just to pull things back after the early exchange. And so into round 2 we go as the smokes start to land. G2, they're going to be making sure there's no funny business, taking their time. No aggressive CTs. And speaking of aggressive CTs, banana control is all of Zeus's. Giving him that SMG enables him to hold it with a degree of confidence.
We normally talk about having those smokes on these sort of rounds to really delay the tease. You can see they've actually used all of them already, Alex. So they're not going to be as valuable as perhaps we've seen other teams use them as Kenny S opened things up. The Fur going down through the smoke. Very common pre-fire. Zeus in the back, but a player towards T steps. That's going to be lucky. And that's the B bomb side open. So that should be the round in itself. Whether they'll go for this is yet to be seen. They have 3 towards A, hoping that G2 decide to walk into that position, but doesn't look to be the case. And bomb planted. Not really much Lucas can do, even with the Desert Eagle at that range.
It's cool to see Lucas in that MIBR jersey. Of course, it's bittersweet, the fact that unable to fully see the new look MIBR. Those that aren't keeping track, there is plenty of news out there regarding what MIBR plan to and intend to do with their roster. KNG, quite the talent to see in this jersey eventually.
Yeah, even though it's when 0-3 this tournament, in the Challenger stage, he played out of his mind, right? So he's putting himself in the shop window for sure.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if he stuck around in Berlin.
Well, G2 managed to overcome the force by MIBR. I would have liked to see them hold on to the utility instead of gunning for banana control and kind of throwing it away at the start. maybe just hold back on the bomb sides, make them go through a really slow default, hold them out as long as you can, call for rotations, but didn't happen. MIBR don't really cause much of a dent there whatsoever. 2-0 for G2. This is the 1-1 game once again. This time, odds heavily stacked towards G2, I have to say. Especially the fact that it's Inferno. We've already seen MIBR drop 16-8 against Ents on this map. It was never a fantastic pick for them, in my opinion. When Cold Zera was like dropping 30 on their T side, yeah, sure, like they could win games, but
watching him close, watching Cold Zera close on this map was something else.
Yeah, he was so good in like the 1vX situations on the T side. He always got them out of trouble.
Well, trouble certainly brewing for Fallen. Pushed out. Sent packing. Great connections from Lucky. Shox did flash him off as well to ensure a favourable fight. And by the smallest margins, Lucky is still alive. He got tagged down to 2. Very minimal weaponry, but look at the setup. If Taco continues this investigation, that's the hardest hitter taken out. He's gone. Smart to check the corner, but another player from G2 will be a little battered and bruised coming into the closing stages of this 3rd round. Another best of 1. The desk discussing it and suggesting that, you know, mission accomplished in many players' minds for MIBR. Of course, Sean Gares providing additional insight, speaking to Fur, who we know to be the notorious competitor. He's here for the competition. That's what he craves. That's what he desires. And that's one of the many reasons why he thrives. Zeus's USP will actually catch off Lucky.
Yeah, he had 2 points of health from the earlier interaction. Lucas looks like he's set up for at least 1 here, maybe a second, not quite. Jax will take care of the trade, and once again, they've pulled apart the CT defense and convinced him it's going to be a B attack, and Fur and Zeus will have to come towards the quad side. Zeus with just the USP, already got a kill to his name. Does find a Galil, however. Molotov will fend him off as he goes towards the apartment here. Amanek on the other side, I don't think he'll check this position. Lovely positioning with the MAC-10.
Never in a million years. Galil's lost. And now Amanek with the reposition as well. I think that's enough for at least a frag from Fur. Nope, just manages to scarper away towards T-Apps. Makes his position known. G2 can start to wrap this one up and keep in mind where they want to, or whether or not they want to hunt. Oh, and Amanek, he's just duped around him. Movement, SMGs, the whole package. Really do like new look G2.
Absolutely. And he'll recover the Galil. MAC-10's gone for now. We'll see round 4 come through. Fallen has the AWP. He actually looked pretty decent against Edge yesterday. He was hitting some fantastic shots. And we'll see if he can live up to expectations here. They're going to need him to really come online here. Amanek fighting tooth and nail in those apartments. To get 3 kills in total. Farming up a lot of cash. Took down Zeus, who managed to recover the Galil, but that was about it. Yeah,
and what we've seen from G2 so far has been performances against, you know, the top 5, Astralis and RV, at least historically. 1 win, 1 loss is the stead for this best of 1.
Well then, smoke towards the library side. Jax looking for control here. Fallen currently positioned alone towards the B side of the map, which is to be expected. Very good at close range sniping. Everyone will be aware of his tendencies, and there's even boosts named after him on this side of the map.
That's a good point.
Low default here, G2. No, they have a firm upper hand in terms of the finances. 0 to their name right now. Another miss Molotov from them.
Somewhat of a double pump. Lucas, he's seen 2 smokes ever since he tucked himself into the corner, but Fur, he's so ready for this. But no, Jackson and Shox both there and both gone. But bomb 2. MIBR gifted what should be the round. Kenny looks to change things though. Catches Lucas extension. Smokes off the library to enable the elimination of some of those angles.
Look towards Lucky's position as well. He's helping himself towards B. He's looking to come in from CT spawn eventually, but the bomb's down in Arch, and with 30 seconds less than to make this work, it's not looking too good. Amanek spots Taco. He's going to jump down on top of him here. Nice work.
Bomb's still a bit of a problem for them, though, and Fur continues to make things difficult for them. Lucky, though, he is arriving just in the nick of time, but not when Fur's hitting shots like that. 4 from him.
That was really well played from Fur. Solid Arch defense. He gets 4 kills in total. 180 shots required there, but they will be posting their first. Not going to be out of trouble just yet. We've got $8,000 for Amanek, 7K for Shoxy. Does Kenny want to bring out the AWP? Looks like it's a resounding yes. That'll be brought down round number 5 here. Here's the positioning from Inferno. That's really strong work. The fact he gets 2 there, barely took any damage for it. Picks up the AK-47 to close things out and absolutely destroyed Lucky in that 1v1 duel. Great stuff.
Is gaming today, Henry.
Yeah, that wasn't bad at all. Oh, with the AWP, however, misses the shot. Surely not going to get one here.
He is flashed, he is molotoved, he is dead. And just like that, this round's going to crumble around for the South Americans. You do see Lucas. He's the only one potentially looking to respond to that B void, but yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't fully commit to that. Like, if it was an eco round, sure, you'd be apprehensive to go in. But when you've taken down an AWP and a rifle at that position, you think, even if this was one there, we'll just jump in there and trade him out. Yeah. You've allowed Lucas now to recover one of those rifles. And Taco's at the scene of the crime as well. They'll go back towards middle. To be fair, could be the most idyllic call of the game so far. They'll be going into the former coach, Zeus, who has been playing above expectations, to be fair.
Yeah, you heard from the desk, 16 hours a day, they said.
That's
mental. Unhealthy.
Yeah. Dedication.
Yeah, wants to give his team, or feel like the least amount of a detriment to his team as possible. It's been a while since he held the mouse and keyboard, at least in such a consistent fashion. Catches a glimpse of Lucky's hand and will not be able to punish. Does manage to get the dink, but I think it was more of a numbers game at this point. And with Zeus going, the site's theirs, and Lucas and Taco, of course, were responsible for the potential B hit. Shox may not let them keep their weapons. He's intending to hunt. Nice work from Lucas to nullify that threat.
4-1. Holding on to the rifles here.
That call then, I mean, that's indicative of G2 not only, of course, and goes without saying, taking this seriously, but doing it with restraint, with playing the percentages. I mean, these aren't things I'd normally attribute to French Counter-Strike.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a very disciplined, calm play, that's for sure. I think they would have been fine either way, considering the circumstance, but it's definitely better off to slow things down and take your time.
Not fall into any traps.
Yeah, they don't have the information we have, right? They don't know if they're going into a full stack there, so they just want to make sure they give themselves the maximum chance of winning it, allow the CTs to react. They know the money's going to be low. But there it is. It was an aggressive peak from Fur with the AWP. He shoots in between 3 players, and at that point, you're always certainly going to die. Unless you get that first pick, you knife out and bounce away, you got some flashbangs from your teammates, it's always going to be a rough one.
He'll win you rounds and he'll lose you them. Very aggressive peak.
So, they'll have an M4 and the AWP into the next round. Are they going to fully invest, though? They've got $2,500 on each player here. They'll take a tactical timeout on the Brazilian side here.
And of course, coach can pipe up. It's Zeus.
Oh yeah, I guess you don't really need the tactical timeouts these days. You've got the coach there in the server with you at all times. It's a secret weapon.
Take an existence timeout. Just run around with Glocks. Just giving them an additional moment. Get those fist bumps in. And now, ladies and gentlemen, that was a perfect display from Zeus of the wireless mouse.
That is cool.
Benefits. Didn't think about that, did you?
You don't have to be disconnected from your mouse at any point. You'll always be there. Perfect positioning. Fist bump with the mouse in hand.
We should try and integrate that into our lifestyle.
Yeah. We have wireless gaming at home. We've got wireless headsets too. We could like do like a head smack against each other. That'd be cool.
Like, you know, as they do, like those kind of like, hey bro, good to see you. Not in. We're not the turtles from Finding Nemo.
That's a great reference. This is the boost I was talking about. This is what you'd call the Fallen boost. He was the one who first started doing this, and we'll see if it yields any fruit. See, the smoke makes things a bit more complicated.
It certainly does, but I like that he's standing vigilant. Will have to be forced off because of the possibility of a flash push. Fox doesn't have to pay too much for the trouble at the moment on Banana. They will back away. Kenny in the server as well with his signature weapon, no less. I am loving seeing so many teams, not only of putting in the hard work in that break, but coming into this major with the potential to really upset. There is not a guarantee, especially looking at the Liquid result just now. I mean, Henry, we really do not have any guarantees here at the...
How did that finish up?
I believe I saw a lot of Vanguard MVPs.
Vanguard won. Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, conversation for another time, but
yes,
that's an interesting one. Fallen still responsible for Banana and catches Kenny hopping. 35 seconds and they've lost one big cog in the machine. Bombs posturing towards A, and that is where the majority of the CTs lie. They have to handle this well, though. They don't have the perfect buy. 25 seconds, though. That clock's becoming a 6th man for MIBR. Nice pick off by Shox, and now they can just keep whittling away at them, chipping away. Lucky Jax, the bomb was loose. Damage done. They still have a chance. 13 seconds. Fur's on the rotate first. He will have an uncontested plant. But I say that for he wants to contest ASAP before he can settle in, find a corner. He's managed to close the gap, makes the MP9 almost equal versus the AK. Not when Lucky's hitting shots like that, though, and Fallen now. From Library, smoke will obscure his view. Didn't catch if had a kit.
Yeah, I don't think there's much chance here for Fallen.
That's
I
enough.
think he knows it as well. The fact he's got to flush out 2 players with the AWP, defuse a bomb, no kit right now, doesn't look great for him, and G2 will be finding their 5th round on the T side. And MIBR will have to sit back and wait at this point. Once again, money won't be in a fantastic position. They'll be homing in on the maximum loss bonus. Won't be quite there after this one. And it is $2,900 per player. Fallen can drop 1 weapon. He could drop an M4, but still, it'll be such a compromise buy. It might not be worth it. I think Destig was to go with the AWP and maybe 1 smoke per player. That would be enough. And he's certainly capable of winning rounds by himself, but it would take something very aggressive and all of the shots landing in his favor. He attempted the boost. We saw it last round, but smoked out. We did say he'd be aware, or G2 would be aware of his tendencies. Got a nice shot on Kenny, but wasn't quite enough. Here's the reaction. Ooh, he's not happy about it.
I think that these player replays, I mean, they're giving us a lot, but one of the things they're giving us is just they are human and they react the same way you do.
It's one of the most passionate majors I can recall. You know, like in terms of like seeing how everyone's so fired up now. There's so much on the line. CS:GO's become so massive,
It's so competitive.
Yeah, the level of play is just so high right now.
And the power, like this balancing with the weapons, you know, love it or hate it. When you've got players reaching this peak of form with weapons that are viable in all shapes and sizes. Taco's going to be flashed off, but actually, only just going to tag up Jack. Smooth moves. He does descend and actually catch Zeus as his teammate deals the damage to Taco on Balk. So now, once again, the A site open. Blink and you miss it. G2, they've been having no issue getting that bomb down. This T side has just been I wouldn't say a walk in the park, perhaps a light jog.
Yeah, a gentle stroll. You know?
Been a while since I went for a walk around a park. New York, I think.
Central
Park, beautiful place.
It is not bad there.
Tags up 1. Lucky just happy to collect another frag. Another $300 into his bank account.
When holding on to the AWP, if he can, he's towards T steps right now. Looks like he'll be capable of doing so.
So just out of morbid curiosity.
Okay.
It seems that brackets and mid control have been a bit of an issue for MIBR, because they're taking the fights, but the trade always seems to favour the French.
Yeah, well, that's the position that Zeus is playing, right? He's playing towards that quad side, so it's going to be a difficult one. Regardless, they're going to have to change their setup, so they're going to have to move Fallen around the AWP. I think they can't just have him anchoring B every single time. They know how strong he is on that side of the map. They're just going to avoid it.
They don't have that luxury.
Exactly. So we'll see if this is going to be a more dynamic CT setup from MIBR just to keep things moving, maybe a bit of aggression, go for some full control of Banana perhaps, but they're 6-1 down now. Really need to work out what the play will be. Fallen does go back towards middle, so he'll be backing at that position, which does seem to be falling apart. Zeus actually heads towards B, so they are mixing things up, trying to keep them guessing on the T side. Nice work from Kenny, doesn't land a shot though. There was certainly an opportunity there. Fallen will be towards top of middle as Fur continues towards that Banana position. That's lovely.
Fallen as well.
Shout out to Sliggy catching both of those, Alex.
Yeah, no less. My
goodness. That wasn't bad at all. Felt like I assisted him, but
yeah, I mean,
helped him out.
You get the assist.
Still did a good job.
For sure, that's like a casting assist.
Yeah, alley-oop.
Fallen, his fresh reposition. We said they had to mix things up, and well, look at that. That's a very successful mix, like a mojito. More sugar than you may expect, actually, Henry.
I expect there to be a lot in there. There's mainly brown sugar in there, isn't
well,
there?
you know, I didn't say I was a cocktail master.
A mixologist?
Mixologist, that's the word I was looking for. Nice work from Shox. And actually, Lucas, he is stamping his authority on Banana, 2 and likely 3, just tapping away at the remaining health of Amanek. And so MIBR, a fresh turn, a fresh look, and a double AWP recovered as well.
There it is. It's going to be a much stronger stance with 2 AWPs. I think that's a great call. Things aren't looking too great. They're really relying on individual greatness right now on the MIBR side. If Fur gets 4 kills towards Arch, great, we're going to win the round. But the double ult setup should be a lot more sustainable. And they give that to Zeus as well, who was using that yesterday towards that quad side. So that makes sense, right? He can hold tighter angles, just go for single kills, stay alive, instead of having to battle with an M4 against AK-47s, which just objectively isn't going to work out against G2.
Quick responsive smoke as well from Kenny. Enables T-Steps to take the fight with Banana, and It's worked out so far, tagging up Fallen. Oh, this is quite the standoff. Look at that. Still locked on T-steps. Utility for now, keeping G2's decision-making rather limited. Fallen considering perhaps a late boost. Fur was there. Instead, they might go for the flash peek. They do boost. Fallen up on this half wall. Doing everything they can, but so are G2. The nade from Shox. Oh, and another nade into Fallen's palms as well.
Yeah, that's Fur under 21 HP. They fully execute towards B now. I'm not sure they'll be able to hold them off. It's Zeus in the rotate with the orb as well. He'll be smoked towards spawn. Presumably, there it is, and oh, the timing couldn't be better. They sent 3 players past it. Fur, just one bullet in his general direction will take him down. They're going to be pre-firing this, and there's the kill. And of course, it's a headshot from Jax and Zeus. No chance. What a brutal situation MIBR found themselves in here.
The individuals from G2, just pound for pound, are so intimidating, certainly on that T side as well. You give them a fair fight, it doesn't feel fair.
And that's MIBR, trying to do everything they can towards B. They're trying every trick in the book, every boost, every grenade they can get down there, but G2 more than ready for it. Just completely dispose of MIBR with the HEs.
They've lost both their orbs in this one as well.
That's a good point, yeah. They needed to hold on to those to have something in that next round. The money's not too bad, but now getting that double orb set up is going to cost them a lot. Lucas will bring one back. Holding towards the A bomb site. G2 can justify a bit of a hunt here. Taco towards a pip. Lucas still spamming off shots here. Somehow gets one. Maybe another. Taco will be the only player surviving, but G2 are happy with that. Like them losing just one rifle on the CT side, compared to them losing 2 on the T side after this amount of wins they've picked up, it's not a big deal. They've still got plenty of cash on the G2 side, and they'll have to force back into this for MIBR. They've got 4 M4s there, 1 AWP. It is pretty healthy overall. 7-2 now. It's a very CT-sided map.
Certainly.
See what can be done as Fallen will be this time heading towards B once again, I believe.
G2 have changed our perception of sided maps as well. Not for the first time. Dust 2, incredible T-side they displayed here in Berlin already. A strength of theirs. Combination of reactive calling and raw mechanics. Oh, that's a good connection. He actually gets him through the half wall and doubles up. Shoxy did not move. He did not expect a second bullet to fly through. Fallen doesn't have to see his opponent to take a huge scalp. You can see the scene of the crime in front of you from Lucky's POV.
Well, Fallen will be more than happy to hold towards B now. He's already got that opening kill. He's towards Coffins, not feeling any pressure. And they've boosted Zeus up. You can see them really trying to get him in advantageous positions. That's not bad at all. Should be good for one frag here. Nice to throw this in once a half.
Lucas beneath him, I believe.
You are vulnerable to flashes, though, especially if a pop flash comes from the underpass position. Yeah, Lucas right underneath him there. And Fur towards the hard side as well. Is this the flash we're looking for? Zeus certainly aware it could be a possibility. Nice work. Might want to jump off at this point. We'll see what happens. As the smoke comes in, they buy some time. Great grenade. Good follow-up. And there's going to be a 5-on-2 now. Lucky and Jax looking for any point of access.
That's the first time we've seen G2 look locked out in any sense.
That was a really nice setup.
It's not something they can constantly come back to, I imagine.
No, it's like I said, it's like once a half, that will really work out for you. Once they're aware of it, they'll start flashing and pre-firing a bit more. But for now, this is looking fantastic. Lucky and Jax might as well save their AKs because there's no chance of them even getting close to a bomb site here. They've got a couple of flashes and a smoke to hold on to. Kenny S with $7,600. He'll probably... to get the AWP will end up dropping 2 AK-47s. So he'll have 9 grand after this one. Jackson drop 1 AK as well. But maybe a tactical timeout at this stage as we go 7-3 now. Kenny goes with the AK-47, doesn't even consider the orb. And I'm sure you've all heard it before. T-side AWP, very difficult to be massively impactful with. You can get opening picks, but it's the mid-round stage that you can't find multiple kills. It's better off just grouping up your teammates, having the AK, and being able to be a lot more dynamic overall. Speaking of which, Amanex got that MAC-10 out, trying to keep his money strong overall for the team. But he is fantastic with the MAC-10. He makes it look like a rifle at times.
He certainly has. Mid-range, no real struggle for him. Understanding of the spray, the taps. Good bang for your buck. Not far off the price of a deagle. Good connection from Fallen, catches Kenny's thigh. Taco, he does potentially get locked in this corner, but I think his team are doing enough around him. Does get Molotov'd out, Lucky will punish. Fallen to keep this site safe if they don't pull back. Max does just that to evade the nade, but for now they stand their ground. The man who would be picking up the info on B is Fur, relatively passive right now, so their info would only be determined by the jiggle here on the top of Banana.
Yeah, he's sitting there waiting for any sort of presence from G2. As soon as he detects it, buy himself some time with the smoke, call for a rotation, and that's exactly where they're heading. They have 2 smokes available. Lucky will be boosting up Shocks just to clear the corner here.
You can jump on the wall and clear sandbags from a very optimal angle as well.
Through the smoke. Back they go.
The power of the smoke grenades. Inferno is the perfect petri dish to give you that.
You can see they're not really feeling too comfortable now. They're looking at the time. It's like, we haven't really got any map control. So what's the play here? Smoke's going in. It is going to be a 4, make a 3-on-3 as they go towards Arch now. Lucas will drop. Fallen, almost certainly going to hit one of these. Oh, the first one's baited out wonderfully.
Oh, he's not going to hit the second either. Now onto Zeus, gets the first, that's the low HP. Needs to find another onto Jax, he can't. Fur is so far away. Dire circumstances for him, and this is all off the back of Jax. He was the man left to his own devices on A, and you can see why. Faith in the man with the tan. Fur, does he have a plan? Shock's back turn for now. It does have the crossfire established, and we'll have to step to dismantle from that box. Not idyllic.
No, this could be problematic now. He'll fire off some shots toward the bomb site, throw a grenade. He has got the kit, but he just has no information as to where they are. Pre-firing everything he can. Time really is an issue now, and Jax will close things out. It was the man advantage for MIBR, and it comes crashing down as they make their way towards the A site. Focusing towards that outside, Lucas got taken down. Fallen missing 2 shots. I thought he had at least one. Certainly within his wheelhouse. Yeah. And Zeus managing to get the low HP player, but couldn't get the follow-up kill, leaving Fur in a very difficult 2-on-1. Made a foot sound towards the quad side. As soon as he drops off the barrel, as you mentioned, that's when he was pretty much rumbled. Didn't really have much to work with there, as they'll take another tactical timeout. They will be buying up into this round. MIBR can confirm that. They've got 2 M4s already, make it 3. Fallen, I think, has been dropped in SMG as Fur will get the 4th M4.
The movement of professional Counter-Strike players, seeing Fallen get that shot baited, so like with 18 seconds left, you've got level numbers to still have the presence of mind to anticipate someone close.
That was everything. The fact he does jiggle peek that and bait out the shot so perfectly, he's also got so much ground to work with. Then as soon as Fallen fires a shot, 2 of them come around the corner. Even if he gets 1, they're going to trade it out. So that was very well done, that's for sure. All for Fallen. So they do manage to squeeze out a lot out of seemed to be kind of a compromised setup. They've gone with 3 players without helmets here. Aminek's going to be chomping at the bit to get involved with that setup. As the MAC-10 just chews through players without helmets. 1 kit available. We'll have that. Aminek up against Taco, who does not have a helmet there in the apartments.
If he accelerates, he can catch them. Draws the fire and labels Jax to catch Taco. A combination of all of this. And Jax, he's going so hard in the paint. Another in towards the A site. Lucas, he's trying to find an off angle, and oh dear, the mouse wheel comes back to haunt him. Yeah. A jump from Lucas, can't find the accuracy when you're in the air. And another round slipping away.
5-on-2, Fallen looking for an execute. I'd say just get out of there. You getting 1 kill at this point, it's not worth the risk. Odds towards Library.
He wants to get the round in after this, needs 50 bucks.
What can be done? Certainly risky, this one. Even more so now, misses the shot. Not going to be in hot pursuit though, so it looks like he will be hold on to it. But we have got Lucky making his way up the banana area. He has a flashbang. I'd say they're probably going to throw in a couple of players towards this hunt. It's worth it, I think. Especially the fact that Fallen has the orb. That's always going to be dangerous going forward. But it is 9-3 on the T side for G2, Alex. It's looking desperate now on the MIBR side.
It is, and actually Fallen, he's going to be challenged. They jumped over his crosshair. He's going to be retreating, back turn, they're hunting. One last battle, and he will keep hold of his AWP. Shocks was the one to hunt him down. Fur, not so lucky.
Yes, absolutely. I see what you did there. That was kind of spicy. You done this before?
Once or twice.
Yeah?
Yeah. The battlefield scene, didn't know what hit them.
So look at that. So MAC-10 gets thrown out. Do you see how much aggro that takes from that pit position? Taco's so fixated on taking the player down towards quad that Jackson has come out and helped himself to a free kill. Gets the second on the bomb side as well. That was a really nice play from G2 there. Good synergy.
Fallen has to do everything then if MIBR want to make a dent here in round 13. Just the AWP surrounded by his Desert Eagle. Some smokes admittedly, but I don't think time is going to be much of a problem because they're already charging at them, using those Mac 10s, using the movement. Says perfect. Nice work from Taco to come first out of the air.
Fallen. He's just like, you know what, I'm out.
Bye.
I'll push middle. See you later.
Safe exit, but a familiar tale.
Has no armor, so might as well go for it.
And just trying to keep hold of his AWPs. We're hanging out towards the top of middle. There goes the bomb. That bomb plant with 1 minute 29 still on the clock.
Yeah, the straight rush middle there with the Mac 10, change the pace. They were very disciplined and methodical before G2, so why not just throw it in there and get stuck in with those Mac 10s. It works out beautifully. Fallen will save the AWP by the looks of things, but he's being hunted once again. He knows what he has to do here. He should be fine. I'd say he hits his shot once again. Holds onto it. He has to fight so hard for that one, but they will have the AWP going forward. That was an eco of Deagles. Fallen has the sniper, can drop a weapon. We're going to round number 14, but they are 10-3 down on their CT side. It's really not ideal. Amanex stays on the Mac 10, knowing they've got their foot on the throat of MIBR here. 2 players with helmets once again.
It's not only Amanex SMG, but it's also what he chooses to do with it as well.
Yeah. It's like not so much easy to get all the kills, but because it's such a mobile weapon, you're jumping out of the apartments, right? And you're like just so nimble, and you can pepper the CTs down and take all that aggro with your teammates, actually finish things off. Looked like Fallen was going to hit that shot through the half wall. Doesn't connect, but the grenades, they do slightly. Fur, aggressive of course, doesn't get anything done, and that's up to Fallen now for multiple kills, but he misses the first and surely in trouble now.
Oh, shadows of their former selves. Shots missed, crucial opportunities to find a way in, find the 4th.
Well, this is another desperate situation. 2 players towards the A site. That will be Zeus and Taco. Taco has looked fantastic the last couple of days, but I'll have to pull out all the stops here with just 1 incendiary. Has Zeus with him. The same setup. 1 holding towards Arch. 1 on the A bomb side. Fallen rotating in. He's had some great shots. That's another one. Brings it back to an even keel with a 4-on-4 situation.
See, 48 seconds on the clock. Crawling in towards B. Lucas, he's going to have a real shot at this one, but just as I say that, a couple of soft words spoken in French, and they changed their mind. No particular information or control given to G2 just yet. They're operating with very little information. Jack's just about to show his face, peek, and accelerate. Here we go, from nothing to everything, 0 to 100. Zeus and Taco have to slay and slow. Already, Zeus gets the first. Crossfire established, 13 seconds. Time to their best friend. Taco can't survive. And now they're going to double peek him. Zeus falls as well, and with 8 seconds, just in the nick of time. Once again, the site is G2's.
So overwhelming there. You can see MIBR with a pretty decent crossfire there, but just didn't have the resources to fend them off. They had an incendiary, and then the Mac 10 just overwhelming, jumping all over the bomb site. Zeus manages to get 1 frag, but Taco got nothing. And Fallen managed to bring back to a 4-on-4, but then he goes back towards the B site. He can only do so much here. And unfortunately for MIBR, it seems like the only round they're really picking up is when one of their bigger names has a fantastic round.
Right. And you have to respect that. You know, you said they're bouncing around. You have to commit to that kill at times, because that Mac 10's still hitting you. That's still peppering away. You have to remove that threat. And it forces them to commit to a rather mobile and difficult target. Still, he'll be happy to upgrade. Nonetheless, all 3 still standing.
Fallen will still have the AWP. He has been tenacious with the weapon, I'll give him that. But it hasn't necessarily been winning them a boatload of rounds.
He had a boatload of cash, though, and that's going to enable him to distribute to his team. He went from 8K to 200.
Yeah, he probably hasn't died that much, has he? Yeah, 6 times Fallen has died, and they're 11-3 down, so he has been saving a lot.
Let's see if those savings are going to be well invested into the last round of this half. MIBR hunting their 4th. Quite the T-side from G2. Again. Very familiar battle in Banana. It's interesting just to see the constant slight adjustments from each individual of how they take this fight, how they battle for this control. That's a late flash. They throw that from T-spawn. Lucky peeks on it, but CT is quick to run away. The Molotov will ensure they do so. And this is what happens when I cast with you, Henry. Now I can't stop counting CT smokes on Inferno.
It's mesmerizing.
You've created a monster.
I know.
2 smokes remain, Zeus and Lucas. With so much time on the clock, it's going to come down to something else. Someone has to change things up. And, well, Lucas intends to try with this boost, something that it's been quite the talking point, actually.
Yeah, it has, because it was such a great position for a while, actually.
Yeah.
But everyone just comes in and pre-fires this spot now. They actually have Molotovs for the new boxes, but they know that boost exists, and they'll come in and just can focus that one area, even with the Molotov down. Now, they might not even do that, because Kenny S has the AWP. They're not receiving any pressure towards the top of Banana here. So contact play with Kenny S leading the charge. That's great. They'll beat the smoke as well. They'll see that drop and they can go past it. Though they pre-fire the spot. Lucky focusing towards Spawn. They know he's there now. But might want him to drop down there. But still, it's working out. They know exactly where he is. And it will be a 3-on-3 advantage for G2. Look at the position for Amanek. Zeus doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, that's a horrible death to concede, especially when this is the last round of the half, the last chance you'll be on CT. As this half concludes, a new game starts on the secondary stream. FaZe versus Crazy going to be going down there. Let's see how Crazy, Fallen and Taco can make this retake. It should be impossible, certainly given the weapons. A double AWP retake. Jack's just tucking into the corner. They're all tucked in. Nice and tight. Jax confirms it, as does Shox. Wow, 12 on the half.
Well, as we expected, G2, the heavy favorites coming into this one. It's never been a fantastic map for MIBR, and they're not turning up today at all. 12-3.5 at the T side of G2. We'll switch them over to the CT forces and see if they can close this one out after this break.
MIBR hamstrung coming into the major, not able to field their full roster. Coach playing instead and only fielding 3 rounds on their defense in this best of 1. Conceding this puts you poised for elimination. Best of 3s from then on out, and G2 quite the contrary. The French team that have come in hot on their T side. 12 rounds, 16 for Jax. Wow.
Yeah, dangerous territory coming up for MIBR. This doesn't look like they'll be able to pull this one back, in my opinion, but we'll see where the pistol takes them. 2 smokes, 4 flashes, no upgraded pistols here. Focusing that utility. Both sides viable with this setup. See if they're going to position themselves toward that A bomb site. Jax baiting Amanek towards quad. Has to be cognizant that apartments will be a vulnerability as well. 4 players in second middle now. Bit of a contact approach initially. Oh, the HE is out for... Oh, it's the flashbang he's got. If I had to say, that would be insane. Flashbang is very good for Lucky. Was hoping to get probably more than 1 out of that.
He stood his ground. He knew they were just tucking in from the flashbang, hoping they'd show up again. And look at that. Showing up is G2. Fill in the kill feed. It's all blue. It's all good. Just Lucas then for MIBR. He was supposed to be the one responsible to catch any of those B players going aggressive as the advanced away succeeded. I mean, that was the game plan. Instead, corpses lettering middle. And Lucas, the new addition, forced into an impossible task. At least it should be. Bombs loose in their grasp. They're all there. You've even rotated the B player off. You don't have to worry about that. Lucky does have a nade in his hand. That was a chance to punish, but tucks himself into the pillar. The double peek is there. And Jax will confirm it. Continuing to extend his frag leads. I think for me, actually, the player that's impressed me most, if I think about it, is Jax. Seeing like what he was doing with that, probably could have been the clutch of the major, that P250 round on train, but then continuing to impress me in the sense of with an adverse buy, still he's been able to do miraculous things as a majority of G2.
God, they got absolutely wrecked in that pistol. The flashbang to shut down anything they had in mind. They had to commit off it. Everyone was there. Shox comes through the smoke and basically had players AFK in front of him, just had to finish them off. And we'll get into round 17 here. Full spy from MIBR. They've got Deagles, 3 smokes, and 1 scout. This pretty much has to go in their favor. If it doesn't, I'm going to call the GG. Nicely the plant.
You say GG, but it's no GG, it's BG. So far from MIBR.
Hi.
Okay, so hard to analyze that one. Put a bullet into the shoulder.
It's just in the zone, you know.
Of Taco, yeah. Moving targets. He's like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, if you walk in front of his crosshair, better be careful. Itchy trigger finger.
I learned recently that the Velociraptors had feathers, and it really kind of ruined it for me.
How? Where
Yeah,
do
they're kind of more
feathers?
like birds, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, Jurassic Park made them seem so cool. Anyway, that's
I
enough
never use that as historical references, to be honest.
You know. Jurassic Park, that was where a lot of the science, I believe, was founded. Nice work from Eminic, though. Just Lucas, he was the only B investigator. Should be. No problems, but Kenny's FAMAS couldn't quite connect the multiple target spray. And therefore access to long. They can pincer in towards the site. They do have presence from Taco on short, but Lucky not going to have his corner checked initially. The trade won't come in because he can tuck himself in, and now as they hunt, Jax arrives in pit, and he arrives just in the nick of time. So G2, they want to finish this one cleanly. Pick themselves up a big second win. That puts them 1 away from the champion stage, from the Mercedes-Benz Arena, no less.
Yeah, no one really impressing on the MIBR side. They needed someone to take that superstar role in this game and really carry them through and find opening picks. But obviously, their first half score really far from ideal. Lost the pistol in the second. They've had the force buy here, and it will be 14-3. They'll take Deagles, PD50s again, and HE. This is for match point. So not looking good, Alex. I think everyone's aware of that.
I'm creating a new game.
What's the new game?
It's going to be like a game show. I'm going to show you Kenny S reactions.
Okay.
And you have to tell me if you won or lost the round.
That's a good point.
Because I swear.
He does just look upset all the
just
time.
Always looks perpetually upset. You're 14-3 up, Kenny.
Yeah, just enjoy yourself.
Why not?
They've got an eco now.
Let's see. Yeah, there should be a
3
lot of
kills
fun.
for everyone.
Yeah, hand them out. Like Girl Scout cookies.
You buy those, don't you? I don't think they hand them out.
Oh, yeah,
That's
you're
the
right.
whole thing.
Really terrible analogy, actually,
Yeah,
when you really
doesn't
review
work.
it, break it down.
You are British, though. I don't know why you've gone for an American reference.
Yeah, well, we don't really do that. We don't.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying don't stick to your remit.
My wheelhouse. And during our attempt at conversation, Jax concludes it nice and evenly. He gets 4 in that, so that's just going to be looking even more ridiculous in his stats now. His KD's looking like something out of Zywoo's book.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I can guess so Kenny's on 5 and 10, just to know. I guess that's why he's a bit frustrated with the situation, but the point still stands. They're 15-3 up. There's only so many kills to go around, especially when your teammates got 25, etc. Jax, very strong hold. Yeah, this is done, unfortunately. There's no way MIBR can get 12 rounds in a row on their T side. They might be able to pull a few back, but it's almost like 3% chance they can pull this back from what we've seen so far.
If this was an MIBR that weren't operating with a limp and had been able to invest wholeheartedly into the time before the major, sure, perhaps, but so many adverse circumstances.
If they were playing with Cold Zero right now, I'd say there's still a chance. Like, there's always something they can do. This is a very mentally strong team, but obviously with the coach playing, it's not ideal. If they had a better first half, sure, there's a chance.
G2. A win versus Na'Vi and a win versus MIBR would put them 2-1, of course conceding to Astralis no less, after actually keeping things even in the first half of Nuke. They just weren't ready for the T side of the Danes on that map. Certainly ready for the T side of MIBR on this one. Up through brackets and a take. Smoke arriving to enable them to clear out Arch safely. Say safely. Kenny might have something to say about that, and he does manage to catch Fallen. Bullets into Zeus too. And so the T's now a little under the G2's skin. Taco, he's going to be able to profit from that or not. Oh, the drive-by still catches Jax. Can't get the second. Lucky to return.
He'll be happy the fact he got one after missing the first, but it still looks quite good from MIBR here. Bomb will be planted safely. Third to cover towards quad. Zeus, don't want to plant. 28 HP. Looks like he still might fancy this. Lucky will be alone though, as Shoxy is towards Banana, but he might be able to get a free kill. But he's made a lot of noise. Lucas has heard him.
I love that we get to catch that, the full reaction. Just you see the step and you see Lucas ready and waiting, does handle his business. So to MIBR in round 19.
Well, there we go. Lucky now does have the kit, and there'll be no chance to go for a ninja defuse or anything like that. But he could go an HE towards the pits after the bomb explodes, I suppose. That would be something. It's called the Sex Bomb. Dosia brought that to the table once upon a time. Not going to see it, though. The HE was there. I'm disappointed.
I did have a Molotov thrown in my face in that corner. It feels horrible.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You just see it going. It's like, I can't move.
Yeah,
okay?
and there's someone on my head, so I'm kind of just, you know, guys, this is over.
Wow.
Pack it up. Horrible feeling seeing that one flying in after time. Still. This has been, if you have just joined us, the story of G2 on the T side. That's kind of where the story likely will end. Because sure, the defense is where it will finish, but all of the hard work and the heavy lifting done on their attack.
Good grenade. Doesn't do as much as you'd think.
It's enough to level the odds for the M4, at least on two targets.
Especially for one-tap territory now with the M4A4. He'll be challenging towards middle here. Smoked off for now. One round it goes against them, and it's GG, and this might be 5 on 4 now. Looking to get the Krieg. Shoxy upgrades, but he might be swung on here considering he made a footstep, but Fur holds patiently. Shoxy knows a Krieg at this angle is much better than the M4, so get rid of that, and you can see what he's capable of. That's not a bad switch up, is it?
Yeah.
That really justifies it.
You can see why it's such a hotly contested weapon for the CT save. It's just so optimal to hold these defensive lines.
I think that might be all she wrote for this one. MIBR will be going 1 and 2, meaning best of 3s from here on out. Same story for G2, but in much better circumstances. They'll be 2 and 1.
Yeah. Not been the most enthralling game of Counter-Strike for MIBR fans out there.
Yeah, they never really got going here. That's 4 on 2. Won't write them out just yet. Maybe I will now. Just the 9 points of health here for Taco. His teammates probably already disconnecting the peripherals.
Jax, I think if he continues to inform like this in the later stages of the major, he's going to be added to the pit list. There's a couple of players who have forged quite their dynasty on that part of the map.
Well, Taco, just a matter of time, I'm afraid. It will be 16 to 4. G2 were the heavy favourites coming into this one. I would have liked it to be a bit more of an exciting game that we didn't really see much from Taco, especially 6 and 15 from the same stats as Zeus. He's been playing fantastically this tournament. He's been putting in the hours, and there's been lots of interviews saying that Zeus has got him into that position where he can find those kills, and he just couldn't get going in Inferno. I was worried as soon as I saw that map come through in this best of 1, it didn't feel like it was going to go well for them at all. It just seems like they just don't have everything in their kind of preparation working in their favour, and no one really stepping up individually there. The highest fragger was Lucas with 13 kills. Fallen got 11. He had some great rounds, but there weren't enough of them, unfortunately. Yeah, and how many times in that first half did we see just a burst into a site from G2, trades favouring them, and a saved door? I mean, it was just, it was a horrible... That's a good point. Most of his kills, if you think about it now, he was saving, and he hit lots of exit frags, to be fair. Fallen, he was getting right 2, he got 3 there. So yeah, it was like, there was a lot of saved AWP kills there, unfortunately for him. So yeah, he had a couple of fantastic rounds that got them some points on the board. Fur had that one moment towards Arch as well. He got a 4K, but that kind of reiterates my point of they're just relying on the individual greatness right now. It's not like they won lots of convincing rounds with lots of crossfires and good grenades and holding G2 out, making them sweat. Right, no, certainly. And yet we have seen other teams manage to do it, of course, in that intense game on Overpass. They got their first. Now G2 have their second, and they're 1 away from that Mercedes-Benz arena. There is so much more resistance. Let's not forget that if you go into that 1-2 camp, as MIBR are about to, there is another team there known as Liquid. One of the teams that goes down to 2 losses is going to have to meet the world #1. Well, that doesn't sound too fun for them going
No,
forward.
certainly not.
But still, MIBR, I don't think anyone had massive expectations here. Like, they just want to turn up and show that they're still playing with 100% hard work and passion and not rolling over. So I think that's the main takeaway from that. Either way, we'll throw it out to the show floor. Who's got our victors? G2 down there.
Thank you very much for that, Henry. Congratulations, Malik, with this victory. You guys are now 2-1, and your opponents were MIBR, which we saw a reverse result at IEM Chicago. So how much of a relief is it to stop a repeat of that from happening?
We are actually really happy with that. We took the match really super seriously. We prepared like being really strict with ourselves, giving a lot of respect to them, and we just played like 100% focused till the 16th round.
Back looking at that result at Chicago, it was a surprising result for a lot of reasons, but also because right before that you had shown such a close series against Team Liquid, and then the 2-1 loss had happened to MIBR. So how much of that do you attribute to them playing well versus some internal mistakes?
First, props to them. They have like, we can see them on the camera, they look like much more happy. They enjoy playing together, they have good team play, and they just take any opportunities you give them. On our side, I call it French things. So everything you cannot understand, it's French things, basically, okay? So don't be mad, we just try to be better every day, and and actually we get better, so.
Well, speaking of French things that we cannot understand, can you tell us what was going on with that diffuse situation or lack of a diffuse yesterday?
I heard that you cannot find it on G2/shop, so I don't know if it's the main reason, but I mean, it happens, it's anecdotic. If you check like the whole site, communication weren't so good. We were like in a bit of a dark place, not communicating well, not applying the game plan as according, and all those things, and I don't know, I don't know. We were just like not so focused for some reasons, having many things in our minds probably. Yeah, nothing else to say actually.
The scoreline was pretty one-sided for Astralis, but if you actually take a look at what happened in the first and second half, it was a lot closer on that first half. In fact, Glaive was praising your T side, so talk about what happened against Astralis' T side.
They prepared well, obviously, and they did some cool stuff. And on our side, once again, we don't diffuse, this is what you can see, but from my perspective, every round I could see like decision-making not being on point, and not having the full lucidity you need to have to beat these kind of teams. And then you get, it get rolling, and then it's over, basically. So we know what to do next time, and hopefully we will have the opportunity, and we will play it fully.
Sounds fantastic, and you guys showed utter domination today, so congratulations once again with that. And let's head back to the desk.